Audit Service has never been more critical. As Ghana continues to navigate a challenging yet recovering economic environment, ensuring fiscal sustainability is the surest way forward. The Audit Service stands at the forefront of this mission, safeguarding public funds and ensuring that every cedi is spent effectively and responsibly. Over the past few years, the Ghana Audit Service has made remarkable progress. Last year alone, the Auditor General presented 18 statutory and performance reports to Parliament, covering a range of critical areas such as the management of COVID-19 funds, the performance of state-owned enterprises, SOEs, and the financial statement of various ministries, departments, and agencies. These reports have served as wake-up call, identifying areas where improvements are needed and providing Parliament with the information necessary to make informed decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2023, the Audit Service successfully completed 6,166 out of 6,723 planned audits, achieving an impressive completion rate of 91.72%. Notably, the Audit Service managed to audit 96.28% of MDAs and 100% of MMDAs, emphasizing your commitment to accountability. As a result, the 2024 fiscal year has seen a substantial increase in the budgetary allocation for the Audit Service, reflecting the government's commitment to strengthening our audit capabilities. The total budget for 2024 stands at 633.74 million, with 521.81 million allocated for employee compensation, 88.87 million for goods and services, and 23 million for capital expenditure. The budget will enable the Audit Service to continue its essential work, ensuring that public funds are utilized effectively and that any misuse is promptly identified and addressed. In previous years, ladies and gentlemen, the government has consistently supported the Audit Service through timely releases of funds. In 2023, by September, the service had received 76.1% of its goods and services budget and 91.2% of its capital expenditure budget. These allocations have allowed the service to maintain operational effectiveness and advance key projects crucial to our national financial integrity. As we strive toward fiscal sustainability, it is essential that the Ghana Audit Service, serving as the external auditor, collaborate closely with internal auditors across public institutions. This collaboration between the Audit Service and the Internal Audit Agency, supported by the Ministry of Finance, will strengthen internal controls and create a seamless audit process. By aligning the efforts of internal and external auditors, we can do more effectively to prevent audit irregularities before they occur, ensuring greater accountability and enhancing the overall integrity of public financial management. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2023, the government implemented several austerity measures aimed at stabilizing the economy, including a reduction in public sector wage growth and re-evaluation of subsidy programs. These measures are part of a broader strategy to reduce the fiscal deficit, which stood at 7.3% of GDP in 2022, down from 9.4% in 2021. The aim is to bring this figure down further to 5.5% by 2025. The government's commitment to debt sustainability is evident in our recent efforts to restructure Ghana's public debt. As of September 2023, the total public debt stood at 575 billion, representing approximately 92% of our GDP as a country. That is 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, this necessitated the need for Ghana's debt restructuring program as part of the Ghana Financial Stability Program, which includes renegotiating terms with external creditors and introducing domestic debt exchange programs. These efforts are projected to reduce the debt to GDP ratio to below 80% by the end of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, a vital component of our fiscal sustainability efforts is the recent 3 billion extended credit facility (ECF) agreement with the International Monetary Fund, approved in May 2023. This agreement is central to restoring macroeconomic stability and ensuring fiscal sustainability. The IMF program aims to address the country's immediate balance of payment needs, support the government economic reform agenda, and restore debt sustainability. As of mid-2024, the IMF has already disbursed $600 million, with subsequent tranches linked to the government progress on fiscal consolidation, strengthening public financial management, and structural reforms. The IMF deal has brought about several positive effects, including improved investor confidence and the stabilization of the Ghanaian cedi. Furthermore, the government commitment to reducing the fiscal deficit has led to significant budgetary adjustment, enhancing domestic revenue mobilization and rationalizing public expenditure. The IMF program is also expected to help reduce Ghana's public debt to GDP ratio to more sustainable levels by 2026. The benefits of this program extend beyond immediate financial relief, providing a framework for long-term economic stability. This emphasizes the importance of the audit service in overseeing the implementation of these measures, ensuring transparency and accountability in the management of public resources. The role of the audit service in ensuring that these fiscal policies are implemented effectively and that public funds are used efficiently cannot be overstated. Your audits provide the necessary oversight to prevent waste, fraud, and mismanagement, which are significant to achieving fiscal sustainability. In addition to this, ladies and gentlemen, managing our debt, the government is also focused on enhancing revenue mobilization. And we enhance revenue mobilization by you paying your taxes. Without that, we'll be in trouble. We'll have to resort to debt financing, which we all don't want. The Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has been instrumental in this regard. In 2023, the GRA launched the Integrated Tax Management System, ITMS, which has already shown promise in improving tax compliance and reducing leakages. The ITMS has contributed to a 15% increase in domestic revenue collection in the first half of 2024 compared to the same period in 2023. Our target is to increase the revenue to GDP ratio from 13.5 in 2023 to 16% by 2025, bringing us closer to our regional peers. Furthermore, the GRA's recent expansion of the VAT system has widened the tax net, ensuring that more businesses contribute their fair share to national development. These measures, coupled with the implementation of the Ghana.gov platform, are designed to create a more efficient and transparent tax system that supports our fiscal goals. Public procurement remains another vital area where fiscal sustainability can be reinforced. In 2023, the Public Procurement Authority, PPA, rolled out the second phase of the electronic procurement, e-procurement system. This phase integrates the procurement processes of all MDAs with a Ghana Integrated Financial Management Information System. As a result, procurement activities are now more closely aligned with budgetary allocations, reducing the risk of overspending and ensuring that public funds are used as intended. The e-procurement system has already led to a 20% reduction in procurement irregularities compared to 2022, saving the government approximately 2.8 billion in potential losses. The continued oversight provided by the Audit Service will be essential in maintaining and building on these gains, ensuring that the procurement process remains transparent and that every cedi is accounted for. I would like to also use this opportunity to also admonish the Audit Service actors that I think sometimes information with respect to people who have to be accountable, whether they really understand their mandate to comply with and make the work easier for you, needs more education. Because I've also realized that the segment of compliance is where most of the issues arise from, and that I think the Audit Service would, I know you are doing well, but you enhance and introduce new paradigm shift where all stakeholders along the value chain will be given the needed understanding of what they do. Because I think people have issues. Some of them, yes, it's not inadvertent, but some of them too, of course, it is. But because they don't really understand most of the things internally, how the last aspect of compliance or controls. So I think the Audit Service should make sure that that is properly done, because in either case we lose money. As we discuss fiscal sustainability, it is fundamental to highlight the importance of managing public sector wages and human resources effectively. The Human Resource Management Information System continues to serve its purpose by linking the government payroll with financial management system. We have made significant strides in eliminating ghost names and unauthorized recruitment from the payroll. In 2023 alone, over 6,000 ghost names were removed, resulting in savings of over 500 million. This is money that can now be redirected to more productive uses, such as infrastructure development and social programs. I also want to add again that apart from the good names, if you're a public service worker, most of you or most of us are Christians and Muslims, ask ourselves that indeed the monies paid to us to work, the state is deriving productivity from the money we take. What time do you go to work? How long do you extend your lunch? What time do you leave your workplace? How do you serve people that you are supposed to serve? It is time that we all work towards attaining the needed productivity to ensure that the 60% of our internally generated revenue spent on emoluments, worth done or worth doing or you too, is not always just about just the top people. But what do you do behind the PC? Are you watching only YouTube stuff and TikTok? Or you're using your monitor for the payment or the salary that you collect? I think it is also very important we take note of that. The government is committed to ensuring that public sector employment remains sustainable and aligned with our broader fiscal objectives. To this end, we are refining the HRMIS to improve its accuracy and expand its coverage to all public sector institutions by the end of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, As we continue our journey toward economic recovery and growth, the government remains committed to promoting economic development through strategic instruments. The Ghana Cares Obatampa program, which was introduced in revitalizing the economy post-COVID-19, continues to yield the anticipated positive results in our growth strategy. As of 2024, the program has successfully attracted over 12 billion in private sector investment, further sustaining key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and technology. The ongoing role of the Audit Service in monitoring the allocation and utilization of funds under initiatives like Ghana Cares remains steadfast. Your oversight ensures that these substantial investments are not only safeguarded, but also effectively contribute to sustainable economic development. By maintaining rigorous scrutiny, the Audit Service helps guarantee that these funds are directed toward achieving long-term national objectives, thereby reinforcing public trust and confidence in our economic policies. As we move forward, I want to emphasize the importance of public trust in our financial management system. The Audit Service has a unique responsibility in this regard. By conducting thorough and objective audits, you help to build confidence in the government fiscal policies and ensure that the public has faith in how their taxes are being used. In 2023, the Auditor General's report highlighted irregularities amounting to 3.4 billion, a significant figure that stresses the need for continued vigilance. I urge the Audit Service to continue exercising its powers of disallowance and surcharge as provided for under Article 187, Clause 7 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, fiscal sustainability is not a destination but a continuous journey. It requires a collective effort from all stakeholders, including the government, public institutions, and the Audit Service. I'm confident that with your dedication and expertise, we can achieve our goal of a financially sustainable Ghana that provides prosperity for all. I thank you for your attention and wish you all the best in your endeavors to ensure the prudent management of public resources. God bless Ghana. God bless us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Ni Saka Odupon III, Principal Elder St. Pestul Accra, with his entourage. Thank you. Ni Opano Yuradon, thank you very much. Ghana Audit Service Choir, are you ready? We will get a musical interlude from the Ghana Audit Service Choir, the best choir you can find anywhere in this country. Shall we welcome them with a round of applause?
Thank you. Shiranka no mube ina.
My
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Nei Hansen Default, warrior king of the Gun State. Nei Hansen, with a wave, shall we clap for him? You are welcome, sir. You're open session. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I welcome Mr. Sapon to give us his remarks. He's one of our major speakers for today, senior partner of KPMG. Let's welcome Mr. Anthony Sapon.
Thank you very much, and let me stand on existing protocols and say good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, all gathered here. It's actually a pleasure to be here with all of us today because the topic that we are discussing is very, very important for all of us, ensuring fiscal transparency and accountability, the role of state auditor in promoting sustainable governance. Mr. Chair, Professor Chair, I bring you greetings from the Institute of Chartered Accountants, the regulator of accountancy education and private practice in Ghana, as well as the fraternity of the Association of Accountancy Practitioners in Ghana, because the association works closely with the Auditor General and Audit Service in the discharge of its duties. I must also, in particular, mention our special regards from the KPMG fraternity, and this is so important because our relationship as KPMG with the Auditor General and Audit Service spans over 90 years. KPMG was established as Castleton Elliott in those days and in 1927, but it was the first accountancy practice in Ghana, and it started collaborating with the Auditor General and Audit Service in the early 1930s, and it is well documented in Professor's historical book, The Evolution of Professional Accountancy practice from the Gold Coast to Ghana. And I would urge each and every one of us gathered here to make sure, especially if you're an accountant, to get a copy and read. It has a rich history of how accountancy and audit practice has evolved in Ghana. It is indeed refreshing to meet and engage to discuss topical issues on transparency and accountability, which are at the heart of fiscal discipline and economic sustainability. Fiscal discipline to an average Ghanaian could mean let's spend less, let's save more, let's use our resources efficiently and effectively, or in simple words of the person on the street, let's cut our coat according to our cloth size. While this may be true, the concept of fiscal sustainability means much more today than ever. The consistent appearance of irregularities and financial impropriety in the Auditor General's report makes it an important issue of national concern for us to continue to deliberate on. And just the Deputy Minister, when he spoke, did mention the huge amount of irregularity that the Auditor General's report made in the 2023 Auditor General's report, and I need not mention why this is so important. But even on that note, it's also important to congratulate the Auditor General and the Audit Service, because the Minister did say that if you look at their plan, they have completed 92% of their target. And I think this demands a round of applause from all of us. I say so because if all of us in public service and related in private sector that work with public service to deliver essential services to the state were to aim that all our targets, we are even achieving 70% every year, this nation will progress faster than we are. So the Auditor General and Audit Service, thank you for taking the lead and showing the example. As trusted stakeholders within the public financial management value chain, the public indeed expects a lot from us. It is therefore imperative to be accountable in the discharge of our service to the nation and to ensure future sustainability. At the heart of every economic development of every nation is the aspiration to improve the lives of the citizenry and create a prosperous future. Transparency and accountability are foundational pillars for the achievement of such a goal. These two pillars serve as the bedrock of good governance, which is key to our country's sustained prosperity. In the absence of transparency, good governance, and accountability, it will be difficult for the public to hold officials in charge of fiduciary positions accountable for the stewardship over our public finances. According to the World Bank Group Global Investment Competitiveness Report, which was issued some few years ago, it noted that countries that rank higher on fiscal transparency scale are 50% more likely to attract foreign direct investment and experience an average minimum growth rate of 5% points higher than nations that do not have transparency in their financial management report. Additionally, if you look at the IMF report, also conducted a few years ago, found out that countries that are more transparent have better fiscal outcomes, such as lower debt and lower interest rates. So therefore, if we manage our finances well, we build trust, and we are able to attract more through direct foreign financial investment, lower cost of financing, and of course, that translates to productivity. The Auditor General and the Audit Service are key vanguards of our financial and physical integrity. The Auditor General plays a crucial role in safeguarding public resources through conducting audits, investigations, and evaluations of government agencies. By scrutinizing public accounts and ensuring that resources are managed efficiently, the Auditor General and the Audit Service act as a critical check on government spending. For instance, as in the 2023 Fiscal Audit Report, the Auditor General uncovered substantial amounts of financial irregularity across various government ministries and public agencies, and in the local government as well. Again, in July 2023, just to quote the Auditor General, who is here, and pardon me if it's wrong, in an interview with the Daily Graphics, disclosed that the specialized account that was set up to receive unearned salaries and other recoveries alone yielded 11.52 million in just 1 year. So that also shows that the Auditor General is not just uncovering, but they are recovering, which is important, and we need to encourage them to do that. However, the work of the Auditor General and the Audit Service, without the work of the Auditor General and the Audit Service, these huge sums of money could just fizzle into thin air. And therefore, this re-echoes the significant role that the Auditor General and the Audit Service provide in safeguarding our public purse. Beyond routine audit, we also do know that the Auditor General conducts special investigations into allegations of financial misconduct. These investigations are far more just than finding fault. They provide insights on areas of efficiency and managing public financial finances. And indeed, it's so important to compare ourselves with other nations that are doing well in this area. And in this particular case, I picked the case of Singapore, which is one of the countries with rigorous audit practices and accountants transparency that have led to exemplary fiscal discipline. According to research, this has contributed to Singapore's being consistently ranked among the top 10 in the Corruption Perception Index by Transparency International. Amidst the global economic challenges in recent years, Singapore remains one of the resilient economies anchored in political stability, low corruption rate, and transparency in public financial management. It is therefore necessary that as we draw lessons from such countries, including Singapore, let us commit to upholding the highest standards of transparency and accountability in our public financial management resources. On that note, I'd like to share just a few reflections in terms of how do we do this. First of all, we have to acknowledge the fact that technology is playing an important role in the way we manage public financial resources. And in the speech delivered by the Deputy Minister on behalf of the Minister, he did indicate government is spending sums of money to automate the areas of procurement with budget control. It is also important, therefore, that as we do that, we make investment in the manner in which the Auditor General and the Audit Service perform their work and increase funding allocation to increase their technology knowledge, their technology awareness, invest in technology such as AI to enable the auditor keep pace with the changing role on the public financial management. The second important reflection I also like to share is in the area of value for money. Audit is not just about identifying the irregularities, but most importantly, whether what we spend give us the effective outcome and results. And I'll urge the Auditor General and the Audit Service to continue to focus their areas in these areas, focus their attention in these areas to ensure that as a nation, we get the value from every CD that we spend. Furthermore, it's also important to know that globally, as we shift attention to global issues, sustainability within the context of environmental, social, and governance, which today is called ESG, plays a key role, integral part in the development of every nation. Transparency and accountability cannot be achieved if it is not linked with protecting the environment, if it's not linked to promoting social cohesion and social progress of the citizenry. Therefore, as Auditor General and as auditors, we need not only assess financial performance of the institutions with audit, but we must expand our scope to cover to what extent these institutions are also aligned and progressing on ESG agenda. This shift ensures that public finances or funds are managed in a way that contribute to the broader societal goals of environmental protection, social equity, and accountable government. It therefore behoves on us, and when I say on us, I mean the Auditor General and Audit Service and all those all of us that support the Auditor General to perform its work, to ensure that we build capacity in sustainability to enable us to meet the technical competencies required to execute our work. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, it's also important for us to know that as people, as citizens, and as people who hold public office, we are the first line of defense in the protection and management of public financial services. If we not take our responsibility and duties very well, the auditor will only come and uncover the wrongs that have been done. I therefore urge that those of us who have opportunity to hold public official roles ensure that we ourselves hold ourselves accountable and manage finances that are placed in our charge, so that the auditor, when they come, will just confirm that we have just done our duty very well. Again, it's also very necessary that after Auditor General's report, we intensify the remediation and correction, and particularly the application of sanctions to make sure that they serve as deterrent. That is why it is heartwarming to know that the Auditor General is following up on such charges, and I urge the state to use all its other forces behind it to ensure that in all other areas where there have been infractions, we go after those infractions and ensure that we are recovering what we have lost. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I would like to express appreciation once again to the Auditor General and the Audit Service for such opportunity for us to be here. And I do urge all of us that we work together, we work collaboratively together as a nation, as one people, and build the Ghana we want, not just for ourselves, but for the future. May God bless our nation, Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's clap for Mr. Anthony Sapon, Senior Partner of KPMG. We are most grateful. He has said so much, and I was thinking you'll be clapping for yourselves because he did highlight some of the progress, good results that the service has achieved, and that is worth mentioning. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get our next speaker, I would like to acknowledge the presence of a few dignitaries here. We have here with us Mr. Kwesi Ejay, Acting Controller and Accountant General, right here in the front seat. Shall we clap for him? Thank you so much, sir, for coming. We also have here with us the Executive Director of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, in the person of COP Maya Tiwa Adudankwa. We thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. God bless you. We also acknowledge the board members of the Ghana Audit Service. They are the ones who give the strategic direction that is giving us these results that we are getting as we are hearing. Shall we clap for the members? They are here at the front line. Seated close to them is the management of the Ghana Audit Service. We have Deputy Auditors General here present, also sitting at the front. Shall we clap for them? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I will welcome the representative for our special guest in the person of Mr. Ant Vayhem. Shall we welcome him to give us his remarks?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Professor Edward Dur Akyeman, the Board Chair, Audit Service. Mr. Johnson Akwoma Asiedu, the Auditor General. Traditional dignitaries. Mr. Anthony Sapong from KPMG. Invited guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to extend my apologies on behalf of the German Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Daniel Krull, who is regrettably not able to participate in this important event due to a prior equally important engagement. He has therefore asked me, and we are the Country Director for KfW Development Bank in Ghana, to stand in for him. Now let me focus on why we are here today. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the Federal Republic of Germany, to join all of you on this special day to launch this year's audit. Germany recognizes the important role the Audit Service plays in the socio-economic development of Ghana and has been providing continued support to enable the service to fulfill its mandate with effectiveness and efficiency. This support is implemented through KfW via financial cooperation and GIZ via technical cooperation on behalf of the German federal government. I'm aware that the Audit Service has been a long-standing partner with GIZ. Last year, in particular, GIZ supported the service to publish the audit of tax administration in Ghana. We have seen the report and looking forward to the implementation of the recommendations from it. We are also happy with the development and the launch of the Citizen's Eye mobile technology app for reporting issues at the local level and rating of support of public service delivery by citizens, currently being supported by GIZ. Another important area GIZ is supporting the Audit Service to implement is the organizational development and capacity building of staff on disallowance and surcharges powers of the Auditor General. I'm also glad that you are collaborating with GIZ in building capacity of your staff in environment and climate change audit. With regards to the financial cooperation, Germany, through KfW, provided financial support to the Audit Service since 2013 to implement a comprehensive training program in the area of financial audit. The goal of this training was to strengthen the capacity of the audit service staff to enable them to effectively perform their constitutional mandate. This training was done after KfW and other development partners supported the service to clear its audit arrears during the multi-donor budget support program. Secondly, in order to prevent a recurrence of audit arrears resulting from insufficient staff and inadequate office accommodation, Germany, through KfW, has supported the service with a total loan amount of 13 million euros to build and equip 3 regional offices and 16 district offices. The construction of these buildings includes related activities such as provision of furniture, equipment and outdoor facilities that are necessary for sustainable and efficient use of these new offices. Inaugurations are taking place throughout this year, Cape Coast and Ho expected next week and the week after, and it is satisfying to see the results and the motivation those offices bring to the audit service staff. This project is intended to contribute to the Ghanaian development agenda through fostering effective, transparent and accountable public institutions at all levels in adherence with the principles of good governance. Those principles are a fundamental pillar of all German cooperation projects, as it is a prerequisite for effective development. Transparent financial management will enhance the trust of the Ghanaian population in public institutions. Furthermore, as it has been said already today, transparent and efficient procedures constantly monitored and improved will reduce costs for private companies, therefore fostering economic growth. I will conclude by assuring the audit service that Germany is very happy with the efficient manner displayed in executing their mandate within the framework of our cooperation. KfW in particular is very grateful to the service for the timely auditing of KfW-supported projects on an annual basis. We are particularly impressed with the quality of performance audits submitted, which delve beyond the use of funds to investigate the quality of work. The significance of transparent and prudent use of scarce public financial resources is evident in the reform program that Ghana has embarked on to balance the budget and stabilize the economy. We are convinced that the support extended to the audit service can also make an important contribution to the successful implementation of these reforms. Germany cherishes the collaboration with the audit service, recognizes the successes we have achieved together over the years, and are looking forward to a close collaboration within the framework of German Development Cooperation in Ghana in the years to come. I wish you a successful audit in 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vehem. When I pronounce the name Vehem, on the program, I believe you can see W, and probably some of you are wondering, what is Fred saying in German? The W is pronounced as V, right? So it's Vehem. Clap for me. Clap for me. Don't ask me any further questions in German. We'd like to acknowledge the presence of our regional auditors. Shall we clap for the regional auditors? Regional auditors, we thank you so much for the great work that you are doing. We also have our district auditors. Shall we clap for them as well? District auditors, keep on fighting, keep on working hard for Mother Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, when Mr. Sapon was making his remarks, he did mention a book that is being written by our own Professor Duyajiman. As you know, the board chair of the Ghana Audit Service. Ladies and gentlemen, the book is here. If you want to really understand and you want to know where the accounting profession in Ghana started from and where we are now and where we are heading, you have no choice but to buy this book. We have it at the foyer. It is called The Evolution of Professional Accountancy from the Gold Coast to Ghana. From the Gold Coast to Ghana. Shall we clap for Prof? He's a very prolific writer. He has been writing tax books over the years, and now this is what he has given to us. It's a blessing to our country. If you want a copy, please When you go outside in the foyer, it's been advertised there, and the stand is going for 300 Ghana only. On your program, we're supposed to have questions and answer session. We will skip that for the time being, whilst I welcome our own Auditor General, Mr. Johnson Ekwamwa Asiedu, to give us his remarks. Shall we welcome him? After that, we'll have the questions and answer session.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. And good morning to all of you from the regions and the districts. Oh, I said good morning. Professor Eduardo Ajiman, the chairman of the Audit Service Board, distinguished members of the Audit Service Board, our guest speakers, Mr. Sapon, and our rep from KFW, Mr. And Vayan. Well, let's take it like that. Our hard-working management staff and the General Audit Service staff. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here this day to launch the 2024 financial audit, focusing on the critical theme, fiscal sustainability and the role of the state auditor. The pressure to deliver sustainable public services while ensuring economic growth and stability has never been more pressing than now. In this context, the role of the state auditor has never been more crucial. Our audits aim at scrutinizing the effectiveness of public financial management, identifying areas for improvement, and promoting probity, transparency, and accountability. We continue to examine the extent to which our financial resources are being utilized effectively, efficiently, and whether we have value for money. As the state auditor, our responsibility also includes identifying the gaps and recommending corrective actions. We owe it to the Ghanaian people the assurance that our resources are being utilized judiciously and for the greater good. Mr. Chairman, our 2023 financial audit resulted in the production of 14 statutory reports to Parliament within the constitutional deadline. I think it is commendable for us to give. And after that, there has been 4 more performance audit reports, making it a total of 18 reports for the 2023. The reports significantly disclose that financial irregularities decreased by over 5.4 billion compared with the previous year's irregularities. And I'm grateful to the heads of the public institutions for their keen interest in implementing our recommendations, which brought about this improvement. I'm also very grateful to our indefatigable audit service staff all across the country for their hard work and dedication to duty. It is important to note that these days we don't have complaints from our clients. And this is an indication that our audit quality is continuously improving. And this is for you too. I take this opportunity to express my warm appreciation also to the government of the Republic of Ghana for its increasing budgetary support for the service. For the past 3 or 4 years, we receive continuously increasing budgetary support that has enabled us to cover the 92% of our planned audits. Apart from the timely release of funds to the service, I'm also glad to inform you that the government's effort to enhance our independence has also yielded another positive result by helping us acquire a loan from KFW that has enabled us as an institution to build 19 new and district offices across the country. And within 2 years, all the 19 offices have been completed and are now being occupied by staff. I want to also announce that there will be a slight change in our reporting approach beginning this year. Those who are familiar with our reports will notice that the public boards and corporations reports are very voluminous, hitting between 700 and 1,000 pages per report. And in this report, we have the technical universities included in a separate report. And so we have the technical universities report separately, and you have the public universities included in the public boards and corporations report. So our plan is to now take away the public universities from the public boards and corporations audit and add it to the technical universities audit. And this will be called the Public Universities and Colleges of Education report, thereby reducing the volume in the public corporations report. And so I want our regional district auditors to take note of this, and as we zoom into the next section, these are some of the areas that you'll be discussing and having a strategy to make the transition very, very smooth. This year promises to be an interesting year, and as we embark on this journey together to make Ghana proud, we have a shared commitment to transparency, accountability, and responsible stewardship to our financial resources. On this note, and with a round of applause, I declare our 2024 audits duly launched. May God bless you, give you wisdom and strength to move the audit service forward.
Thank you so much, AG. It looks like, I'm not sure if some of us are allergic to clapping. So can you clap louder? Clap louder so we know that you are alive. And then also, that's an indication that we are, as always, going to support AG and the board to achieve the good results that we've been achieving. We thank you so much. We will be moving on to the questions and answer session, but we would like you to, just jot down your questions whilst we get the Ghana Audit Service Choir to give us a musical interlude, because we want everybody's temperature to be at the right level before the question starts coming. So we'll get nice tunes from the choir, so we get relaxed, and then we'll take your questions. They will be duly answered. Whilst the choir is preparing, I would also like to inform our regional auditors and district auditors, after this session, lunch will be provided. You have to go back to the foyer, to my right, to your left, probably, depending on where you are sitting, and lunch is being prepared. Our other stakeholders, because we'll be coming in for the second part of this program. Is that okay? Are you alive? Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's welcome the Ghana Audit Service Choir.
Celebrate, we will celebrate and celebrate and celebrate our God. We will jubilate in our God. We will celebrate and celebrate and celebrate our God. We will jubilate in our God. We will celebrate, we will jubilate, we will celebrate. We will celebrate and celebrate and celebrate our God. We will jubilate in our God. We will celebrate. We will jubilate. We will celebrate. We will jubilate. We will celebrate, celebrate, celebrate our God. We will jubilate. We will celebrate our God. We will celebrate our God. Let it banner be raised and His glory be seen. We will celebrate our God. Let it banner be raised and His glory be seen. We will celebrate. We will celebrate. We will celebrate our God.
Thank you so much. We shall indeed celebrate our Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, we've now come to the point where we'll take your questions. The high table will take your questions and they will answer them accordingly. So microphone, we will take the microphone round and we're going to take up to about 6 questions. And please, we will kindly play with you. You make your questions very clear and simple so that it can be answered in very clear terms as well. So, first question. Oh, we don't have questions, so that we can draw the curtains down. Oh, it means all our problems are solved. Oh, excellent. No question. We have a question. Okay.
Thank you very much. Mine is not a question, it's actually a contribution. When Auditor General was speaking, he did indicate that the instructions have gone down, and I want to commend auditors here for a good work done. My contribution is that the trend these days about on-end salary is that people travel, they take government scholarship, they go on study leave, some of them leave, especially the study leave, and they continue to take salaries, or when they finish and they are supposed to come back, they don't come back. The trend is that the moment they hear that auditors are going to audit them, then they write to Yoko to help them to retrieve the money. The challenge that we have, and I think Auditor General will take it on board, most of the time when they bring a request for us to help them to retrieve the money, you have documents and PO Box 36 Accra. The information that they take when people are granted certificate or scholarship are not enough for us to trace. And the of Lagos, those are guarantors, it is also the same thing. So as part of your recommendation, you need to tell the entity that in this era, when you want to trace somebody, email address, Ghana card number, and a whole lot of things, it is very, very important to assist law enforcement to recover all those money, because that is what is happening now. It becomes so difficult, especially when you have PO Box 36 Accra, and the whole check members are using the same box number. So you can know, you can see how difficult and challenging that you can use that information to do that. And Mr. Sapon said the recovery to Auditor General Success account. But Auditor General did not acknowledge the contribution of Yoko. We also do a lot of recovery and we put it in the consent event. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam. Thank you so much. We are grateful. Second question.
Any hands up?
Someone reported for from Land Commission. We heard in the report of good name that is happening almost year on year. Now we are aware that as controller we always have to upload our Ghana card and also our picture for verification. I would like to know how.
Please raise your voice a bit so we can hear you.
My question is, I want to know the extent to which the Ghana card verification and the picture upload on the controller system has helped in reducing good name. And also my second one is not actually a question, but when I came, I realized the pen that I was given was very beautiful. So I looked at the pen and I realized the pen was made in India. So I just want to encourage you if you can also help in consuming more of Ghana cedis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Oh, sorry, the back.
My name is Nigeria Transport Coordinating Council, Accra. To the Auditor General. Internal auditors are integral part of the successes you've so far taught in recent years. But we are not acknowledged anywhere when you are telling the good success story. I just want to.
Thank you very much.
We didn't get the last part of your. All I heard is you are not acknowledged, but
So we are integral part of the success story to be telling, especially in recent times. That is the auditors. As internal auditors, we feel that we have to be acknowledged along the line, because I know that if you really tap into what you do to get the best of results. That is what I'm talking about.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any hands up?
I'm quite surprised that I'm not hearing the regional auditors and the district auditors. We got a hand up. We got a hand up.
my question relates to revenue generation at the assemblies. Most of the time when you do audit, you realize underperformance in relation to revenue generations at assembly. And when you try to prove further, you want to know what actually led to the performance of the revenue generation. You realize that some people will be whispering to you that, in fact, there are people within the communities, sometimes assemblymen, who have actually politicized the revenue generation at the assemblies or within the regions of the assemblies. And what do? You hear that sometimes some assemblymen of different political parties opposing the ruling political party will be going to encourage the citizens, not repaying revenue. Sometimes you ask, please, what you are saying, can you own up so that we take it up from there? Then you realize that they are very, very unwilling to own up. And what I presume we do is that we should get the assemblies who should organize, these are what we call the town hall meetings, who are to bring all the various political parties on board to speak to the revenue generation, because whichever party comes into power, you will need the revenue to run the assembly. So I'm asking if it is necessary for us to make such observations and make recommendations so that we can get all the parties agreeing to the revenue generations at the assemblies, so that this thing of underperformance in terms of revenue generation, will be minimized at the assemblies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If I got the impulse of your question, I think you started with what seemed to be like a contribution, but in terms of question, you are asking if at the district level, the auditors should be reporting some of these quote-unquote political differences that hinders on the generation of revenue. Is that clear? Okay. Any other?
Good morning. My name is Brian. I am coming from Ghana Integrity Initiative, Transparency International Ghana. So my question is a simple one. From Mr. Anthony Sapon's contribution speech, he emphasized on transparency and good governance, being the building block of financial or fiscal sustainability. And then we know from Auditor General how we've been able to work hard to reduce infractions and all that. My question is to public service holders. Are they willing to allow the service to operate freely, to be able to let themselves, to submit themselves to scrutiny, and also allow the service to freely use its mandate of surcharge to make the system transparent for everybody to be accountable, so that we can continue in the process or the progress we are having now. Because if we don't ensure or allow ourselves to be transparent enough, public office holders are not transparent enough to allow themselves to be surcharged or to submit themselves to scrutiny. I mean, the ordinary person is not also going to allow himself to do that. So as we are progressing, how willing are we? Thank you.
Okay, are you referring to the staff of the service availing themselves, or you are speaking generally about public officers in Ghana?
The willingness, I want to talk about the public service holders. Yes.
Because we want to, we want clarity in your questions so that we want to find out if what you really want from the audit service, are you getting it? So I don't know if you...
So the public, the audit service has a mandate of surcharge and disallowance. I mean, to politicians, to people who CEOs of these public offices and all that, are they willing to allow themselves, devoid of political schemes and all that, to submit themselves, to allow the public auditor general to use his mandate of surcharge and disallowance in their sector also? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I think your question is clear. You want to know what probably the service is doing to ensure that public officers avail themselves to be scrutinized. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much. Please, I'm happy to ask my question while the boss of Yoko is here. When she said, I was happy to hear that they use our Auditor General's report to make recoveries. I would like to know whether the recoveries the Yoko made from the Auditor General report, whether they pay the money to Auditor General recoveries account or Yoko's account. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Since the Yoko boss, unfortunately, is not at the high table to answer, but then we will take it, the question will take it upon ourselves, probably for the service to respond to your question, where the revenues recovered or funds recovered goes to, right? Thank you.
The money is paid to Auditor General's account. That's also why I said the Auditor General did not recognize or acknowledge the contribution of Yoko in the recoveries that they made. So it goes to Yoko's account. Sometimes it comes to us and then we transfer to Yoko's account. So your auditors will come and check where all the monies are coming back. If they find anything from unearned salary, as a result of Auditor General's report, they will even tell us to transfer and come and show evidence of transfer. So that's why we want you to acknowledge that this recovery, Yoko contributed to it.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam. The gentleman has somehow forced Madam Tiwa to respond, and I guess she's responded very positively to that. I think we'll take a last question, and preferably it should come from one of our beautiful ladies here. We want a question from... Oh, we are okay. I was saying earlier that I'm quite surprised that we're not getting questions from the regional auditors and the district auditors. But then again, maybe I shouldn't be surprised. It means all is well. If all is well, like the preacher man says, if you have any reason why these two shall not be put together, let us know. However, if you don't, when they are put together, let no man put asunder. Keep quiet and pray for them. So if you don't ask your questions now, then we'll say we thank you so much. After the session from here, pray for the Ghana Audit Service. Thank you very much. We'll take responses now from the high table.
Thank you very much. Some of the questions were not very clear. We will do our best to address them. In the first one, by Madam, has to do with study leave. And this is not a question, it was a recommendation to all of us. So we thank you very much, Madam, for the recommendation. And based on your conviction of massive contribution to the Auditor General Recoveries account, we want to now recognize
Yes.
And we commend you and encourage you to continue to contribute. Thank you very, very much. The other question I had is about internal audit. Playing a major role in every organization and why they are not recognized. In fact, internal audit is a critical management control tool for ensuring so many things within the organization. But when I commend the audit service as a whole, I talk about the management and the staff of audit service for doing so much.
Why do you take yourself out as internal auditor? Because you're also part of the service, you are staff. So next time, we say, well done. Management and staff, clap for yourself because you are part of it. There are other areas like the revenue, I think it's very detailed, and that is why you're going to have the afternoon session where you meet the regional auditors, and then these questions will be trashed properly over there. So hold on to your peace and remain in the second session. MC, is there any other question?
Transparency for whether we are going to ensure.
Charge its allowance. I don't really understand what do you mean by whether public officers are going to be transparent.
How we will ensure that all public officers avail themselves.
The issue of surcharge and disallowance is a subject matter that has been debated over and over again. We haven't had any instance where somebody identified for surcharge or disallowance is not availing himself or herself unless the person is out of the country. So as an institution, we try the best as we can to trace and find out where anybody who has been mentioned in our reports and subject to surcharge and disallowance is located, so we can do the necessary thing.
And then the Ghana card, whether it's helping reduce ghost names, the issue of ghost names, the Ghana card.
The Ghana card, whether it is important in reducing, it's helping. Definitely it is helping, but the extent to which it is helping, I cannot tell.
Thank you very much. So, I have reliably informed the RPs, the regional auditors, the district auditors are holding their fire for now because of the second session. So for the second session, they will come out full force with their issues and contributions. So ladies and gentlemen, let's clap for AD. Let's clap for responding to our questions. We know that if we are to give opportunity for our more questions to come, but at this point, we are done with the questions and answer session. For the first part of the program, we will be moving on now to the next item on our program. We shall be calling on Mr. Sapon once again to give us the closing remarks. Shall we welcome him with a clap?
Thank you very much for receiving me once again. And I'd just like to make this remark that the closing remarks on the program was meant to be delivered by the Minister of State for the Ministry of Finance. So, Auditor General, just let me say that as I stand in for her, I'll send my bill, and when you see it, don't surcharge. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll attempt to just, in terms of closing, to remind us of some of the issues that we've discussed. And our first speaker, which was the Deputy Minister for Finance, did acknowledge the tremendous work being done by the Auditor General and Audit Service, achieving 92% of your target, and then also the efforts by government to automate the procurement process and linking that with budgetary allocations such that we avoid spending. He did also mention the effort the government is making to increase allocation to fund the Auditor General and Audit Services activities, and many more, concluding on the fact that fiscal sustainability is a journey and it requires the collective efforts of all of us. And then, of course, we did have the remarks presented on behalf of the German ambassador to Ghana. And indeed, it was gratifying to know that our development partners are supporting our Auditor General Audit Service with so many resources so that they can build capacity. They can build capacity in areas of even climate change and sustainability, as I spoke about. And I was also very, very happy to note that they provided them with 30 million euros to be able to put up a number of regional and district offices. And our Auditor General confirmed that indeed these funds have been properly and fully utilized, and those offices are near or are available for completion and occupation. So that is also very good. An example showing that when we have funds to support us, we use them properly. That transitions us, of course, into what the AG also mentioned. Again, emphasizing the point that over the years, government is increasing funding to the AG and audit service and ensuring that they can deliver on their mandate. I think what we all want to see and know is that those funds actually get used properly and we get a better results from our audit. But most gratifying, he also did mention that, which is an innovation in the manner in which the Auditor General from 2024 will be issuing the report. And he did note that there's going to be a consolidation of the audit results of colleges and technical universities, which will be separate from the other reports, thereby reducing the volume and making it user-friendly and able to be concise and articulate on matters that relate to areas of common interest. And he concluded by saying that the Auditor General and the Audit Service will continue to show their commitment to transparency, accountability, and public trust. And let me add that in the responses to all the questions, recognizing the collaborative efforts of all state agencies, in particular IOGO, ensuring that when it comes to recovery of surcharges, they combine their efforts with that of Auditor General so that we can recover funds related to irregularities and fraud. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, once again, I would like to thank you for joining the Auditor General and Audit Service for today's program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sapon, Senior Partner, KPMG. Ladies and gentlemen, so we have come almost close to the end of this program. The 2024 financial audit has now been launched, duly launched. The financial year 2024 audit has been launched by the Auditor General. We will be breaking off for lunch after this session, after which we will be coming back and we'll have the Regional and District Auditors Conference proper. And we know at that forum, we will be receiving the questions. That is what I have been told. They have promised they will be asking many questions and deliberations, so we'll look forward to that. Shall we now welcome my own sister? Where is she? Okay, there she comes. Look at one of our princesses from Ghana Audit Service, Stella, to give us the vote of thanks. Stella Benyo Deke. Oh, let me help you out. Is that not laughing? Yes, it is.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Standing on the existing protocols, hello, good morning, everyone. Standing on the existing protocols already established, I deem it a great honor to deliver the vote of thanks. Growing up as a young child with my grandmother, one of the values she instilled in us is the power of gratitude. That when you receive kindness, you should always say thank you 3 times. And so we cannot leave here without properly acknowledging those who made the event successful. I would first of all like to thank the Almighty Father for being with us from the beginning to the end. When we started, Madam Amma called upon him, and he didn't disappoint us. He was with us, and we had a successful celebration. I'd also want to thank the chairperson in the person of Honorable Abena Osei Asare, who was not here with us, but was ably represented by Dr. Stephen Amwa, who had to dash from another meeting to be here to deliver the speech. We are grateful for his time and his insightful speech. I'd also want to thank our special guest of honor, Mr. Ant Vehem, for his organization for their continued support and partnership. We are grateful. We also want to extend our gratitude to Mr. Anthony Sapong, a senior partner from KPMG, for sharing his wealth of knowledge with us. We are grateful, sir. I cannot leave here without acknowledging the presence of the Audit Service Board under the visionary chairmanship of Professor Edward Chia Ajiman and the esteemed members of the board. I call them a powerhouse of knowledge because the board is made up of seasoned professors, doctors, seasoned labor consultants, chartered accountants, and lawyers. You can't get this anywhere. That is why we are grateful that they honored us today with their presence. Your presence here today is a testament to your wavering support for the service. We are grateful. I'd also want to thank the Auditor General, Mr. Johnson Ekweamwa Asiedu, for his inspiring leadership and support. We are grateful, sir. I cannot leave here without thanking our management staff, the Deputy Auditor Generals, our regional auditors, our AAGs, RAs, DAs, directors here present. We are grateful for your guidance, your teamwork, your support, and then your tireless efforts in producing the reports. We are grateful. I'd also want to acknowledge the presence of all dignitaries here. A host of them are here, and I am privileged to sit by one of them in the person of Mamitiwa, Madam Mamitiwa. We are grateful, and we acknowledge your contributions. Thank you, Madam. I also want to thank all the stakeholders and CSOs present. We are grateful for sharing in our vision and our mission. I cannot leave here without thanking the organizing committee who put up this eventful program. We are grateful for the planning committee, Deputy Auditor General, Mr. Lawrence, Madam Amma, and Madam Eugenia for putting this event together. We are grateful. We also want to acknowledge the presence and thank the media for coming to share in our success story. We hope that by evening, when we sit by our radio sets and TV, we'll see the success story of Audit Service being shared, and you'll give us massive coverage. So we'll be waiting to see us at 6 p.m. I also want to thank the Audit Service Choir for your heavenly voices and your beautiful performances. You actually added a divine touch to the event. We are grateful. We want to acknowledge the ushers, the security apparatus here present, the staff, and all dignitaries here present for coming to share in our success story. I want to also thank the MC, our very old Mr. Fred Loco, for hosting a fantastic event. We are grateful to you for everything. You did well, and it's always a pleasure listening to you. On this note, let us all continue to work towards a successful financial year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stella. Oh, do it better for her. She has said it all. She's acknowledged all of us. We are most grateful, and above all, most grateful to the Almighty God for allowing this program to even come on. And we've come to the end of the first session. Before we leave, we will be having a photo session for the high table. We'll do that, and we'll kindly request that you grant the high table the honor to file out together with the representatives of our traditional leaders here in Accra. For the purposes of their presence, I say, Nime, Wadanyeshi, Wo, Ke Wo Bue, Ghana Audit Service, Ke Ghana Manfe, Wo Kenya Iradon, Afi, Biane Wo Yafi, Ane Bani Now. Nuwa Polikutu, Nuwa Pekum, Koniwa Ma Ayahi. Shall we clap for our traditional leaders? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, photographers, where's the paparazzi? Please, we'll take the photo session right here at the front, and then after that, we'll grant our high table the honor to file out, and the rest of us will leave. As I mentioned earlier, lunch is being served outside. The last time I checked, I understand the chef says she wants to serve it very hot, so they are now bringing it. By the time you get there, it should be ready. When you file out into the foyer, you get your food, and then we take off from there. We'll return back to start the second session after 1 p.m. We would like to invite Mami Tiwa to please join the high table here. Please, the board members here present would like you to also join up. The board members present, please do us the honor. We can't do without you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So we thank all of you for coming. The second part of today's program will start at 1:15. That's 1:15 for the regional and district auditors. So all regional district auditors, please return back into the hall at 1 o'clock so we can start at 1:15. Ghana Audit Service Corps, please give us some tunes.